Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to work on a massive Lego set. We are getting close to being done with both parts of the house. And then there's left for the trees, which actually interlock the two pieces together and let them stand up. So that's tonight, finishing up the upside down version of the house. Because I think we just have the roof left, and then starting on the trees. Will we finish tonight? I don't think so, but we will finish on Thursday, so we're getting there. Right now, I'm throwing the Bear Cave Lego site emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber and you reply with those emotes, also throw those emotes in to thank Bobby Dice Roller, who just subscribed at Tier 1 for 10 months. Bobby, thank you so much for that. Thank you for your continued support. Appreciate it very much. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. Aristophan is here. Hi, Aristophan. Welcome, welcome. You may notice up there, it does say 45 out of 50. The goal is to hit 50 subscribers. Do we have to hit it tonight? No. Would I like to hit it? Bobby says 10 months already. Time flies when you're having fun. I'm having fun too. I'm getting close to my 4-year anniversary. I don't remember what it is. I have to look it up. I thought I had looked it up, but apparently I thought I had it saved in my emails, but I don't. I have to figure it out. But that's this summer I'm going to hit because I didn't celebrate the 3-year anniversary of me streaming because I was moving or I just moved. And you may have noticed I was in an okay place, but I wasn't in like the best version. I mean, physically okay, mentally maybe not the best spot last year with the move and all. But I'm settled and figuring things out. Yeah, so we're working on Lego tonight. We're going to talk. I got a couple things I want to chat about. Nothing like major. Like, oh, I definitely got to talk about this. But, we'll see where the conversation takes us. Saturday, I will say, did not expect to spend so much time talking about demisexuality. But it was brought up by somebody hanging out. And so I was like, well, more than willing and happy to talk about it is what I wanted to say there. Also, before I forget, thank you for the hosting, Xenogears. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate that. And okay, so we're working on a big Lego set. You know this by now. I'll show you the progress we've made, and then we'll get into continuing to work on it. And we'll start off this as we wait for a few more folks to join us before we get into the building portion, which is the majority of it. This is just the intro. Look, I know that some people are here for the model kits more than they're here for the Lego, and I also know that this has been a huge project. So right now, winning the poll, I'll tell you, winning the poll for what I'm going to be doing right after this, as soon as this is done, are 2 entry grade kits. Nice and easy, some stickers, no tools required. It will be a nice change of pace, and I will build an Ultraman Zero, which will probably be pretty similar to the Kamen Rider kits we've built. And I'm going to build Pac-Man. I'm making a little entry grade Pac-Man. Should be nice, easy, kind of like getting me back into the whole like working on a model kit thing. I got some high grades to build. I got a master grade to build. Get back into that. It's May, which means that towards the end of this month, we're starting the things I pre-ordered last year or the beginning of this year are slowly going to start arriving, which is great. Fuzzkill just subscribed at Tier 1. That's for 5 months. Thank you very much for that. I said Fuzzkill. That's not what your name is. Oh, and then a bunch of gift subs just came in. So, as I said your name wrong, it's Fuzzy Ski. Fuzzy Ski, thank you so much. Hey, Pat, it's been a while. Congrats on hitting your sub goal. And we hit our sub goal. And then welcome to Haunter 9X, Ghost Valve, Lobako, and Bobby Waffles. Enjoy. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego site emote into chat. Yes, we have hit our 50 because of your generosity. Appreciate that so much. Sometimes people say, Pat, why are you bringing up the your sub goals? And honestly, it's not just to encourage people to give subs, which is very nice, and thank you so much, and welcome to the gift sub leaderboard. It's gonna remind people, be like, oh yeah, I could sub to that, or it doesn't hurt, right? You're all very generous, and I appreciate it so much. 50 is kind of where I like to be as far as subscribers go. Look, would I like to beat my record that we hit last year around my birthday and get up to 70 something again? Sure. Do I think we're going to do that anytime soon? I don't know. But we're consistent, even if it's not growing. And the nice thing is, we do have a solid community here of viewers, and I'm very thankful for that. This is Adam, by the way. You might remember me best from getting stuck in an elevator at PAX, which is still one of my favorite PAX memories. Yeah, that Adam, yes, that did not take too long, which was good. Yeah, that you shared that memory with me about you being stuck, and so I remember that. But if I remember correctly, you weren't stuck for too long in that, right? Um, and also, because here's the thing. If I was also stuck in that elevator, I do not remember it. And I've only been stuck in like two elevators in my life, and neither one were at PAX. I'm pretty sure it's just you told me that story, and I was bewildered by it. So if I was also in it, my memory isn't the best in the world at PAX, but I don't think that that involved me. I think it was just, that is, yes. So hi, Adam. Um, but yeah, 99% sure I wasn't also stuck in that elevator with you. That is just your memory of PAX. I got my own. I believe you were using a fog machine at the time. Ugh. So I was literally saying I have my own PAX memories that I will never forget, most of which were great, some of which were nightmares. Now the context is great because at the time that it happened to my friend Ben, we weren't friends yet because I didn't know him. I knew of him, but we weren't friends. But now I can say it's so funny to me that within an hour, Kate Welch, who was okay at the time, fell off a stage during one of my panels about an hour after Ben, Bengineering, Ben Ulmer from Loading Ready Run, fell off the stage at a panel like right near there. Um, this goes to show you, do not assume that a curtain is like in front of a railing on a raised platform, even though one would assume it fucking should be. And after that year, certainly was a priority, especially if you're going to have like a access for folks that need a wheelchair or they're using a wheelchair. You would also imagine there would be railings behind it and not just a curtain. And you're saying to yourself, well, Pat, people are just sitting in chairs. And to which I say, you're right. People are just sitting in chairs and theoretically won't fall off of it. But it happened like to three different people that year. So, at least in our time, when it happened to Kate, she landed, or her chair fell, and she landed on a router that controlled all of the microphone, a mic box amplifier. It was to boost all the microphones. And so there were no working mics in the theater. But there was one mic that was getting background noise on a Twitch camera, and that was still working. So the Twitch recording of Kate falling, you can hear me, because I am a loud person. You may have noticed I'm loud. You could hear me just being like, oh fuck, like, are you okay? And yelling, and then yelling at everybody, the mics aren't working, Kate's okay. And we'll be back with mics in a minute, because they had to trip a thing to get the mics to work again, because Kate fell specifically to knock out all the mics. One of those things where it was like, thank God you're okay. I really fucked up by putting chairs against that edge. Shouldn't have done it. It was a whole thing. Anyway, I'm gonna retweet my tweet, and we're gonna get to building. I mean, I've certainly I've certainly done my share of had my share of incidents at that convention. The fact that they still let me do stuff, even in the online version, they still let me do stuff, and that's wild. All right, so we can turn that off because we hit our goal. By the way, this is one of my favorite Lego kits assemblies recent years. I got this the same package as my NES, and I want to say it was more of a fun build. I was really hoping to make it one of the build streams for it. Well, I'm glad you're here for it. Yeah, so let's do a progress update. Where are we with the build? We have done the top, the real world, regular world, 80s house. You can see the inside here. And you can see the bedrooms and the living room there, and the chair, and the little accoutrement. My favorite being the weapon that is purchased as a camcorder, as a Super 8 recorder. I love that so much. Or actually, this looks like a VHS, whatever. And the lights there, which fell. These lights, these hanging lights, the clip doesn't always stay in there. I got to fix that, but I won't do it there. And then the other side of this, which you can see here, has our vehicle planted so you can make it upside down. It's stuck in there, and you see the backyard and the swing and the chairs and all of that. The reusing of the lasers from the space set to be legs for a chair, very fun. And that is the top half. And then this is the progress we have made on the upside down version. You can see we still have to work on the roof. That's the next part of assembly, is the roof. But you can see the backyard here. Oh, there's and you're like, wait, those are on opposite sides. That's because this is going to go upside down, and then it'll be like a mirror. So you can see the chair, you can see the swing, which the car, there is no car there. And it just different tones, different colors, some similar. And then, of course, the progress we've made on the inside of the house here with the bed and chair and the living room and the various things, the phone, basically the same, but with stalactites and overgrowth of things. So the spooky version. Right now we're going to put this aside so that we have plenty of room to build our roof, which is the next part of assembly. Did I retweet that? I did it. Okay, great. So we're going to do that. We're going to get our components together for this. We got some long blue pieces. I have knolled everything here that we need is on the table, and we're gonna see about. Like I said, we got to build those trees, so I don't think we're gonna finish this kit off tonight, but we are gonna get some good progress done, and that's good. Because I am excited about making forward momentum in this, because it has been a long build, but a fun build, but also, as I said, a long build. They put so much care into love in the small details this kit shows. Yes, this is one of my favorite booklets I've ever seen for Lego. It's just full of lovely detail. There's a lot of specifics to the show that I have been told are great specifics. Again, I am not super familiar, but I can still tell the love, the attention to detail in this kit, and I still really respect everything that's being done here. Yeah, a lot of love was put into this particular design. Also, I said this before. How many times have we seen a model or a Lego set or a model kit or anything that lists who did the designing of it? Like, the person that worked on this got to have their name be in the booklet, to be like, yeah, I worked on this thing, and I think that's very cool. This is right up there with the Cup Noodle model kit booklet, which is my favorite model kit instruction book I've ever come across, because the amount of love and detail put into that booklet is unbelievable. The amount of respect put in that is just so great. Okay, so we're going to need 2 of these, the outlined pieces here, and we need 1 of these. Let's see. Okay, so what did I want to talk about today? Again, I don't have a lot, there's not a lot going on with me. So I don't have I really need to talk about that. I just saw the NAS kit the other day at the store. It looked pretty cool. I haven't put together a Lego kit in many years, but that one was enticing. Yeah, Bobby, I never built that. It was always it's always been a thing where I'm like, oh, someday I'll get to that, but I just haven't. But there is a good amount of detail in that kit, and I've heard very good things. But yeah, okay, so things I want to talk about tonight. I guess the small one would be I hope everybody had a fine Mother's Day yesterday or a good Sunday. I was not here I didn't move in here till July to this house. So this was the first year that I have been able to spend Mother's Day with my mother on actual Mother's Day in a long time. Around Mother's Day was often a time when my mom would uh, come to New York and my dad would come to New York to see me because my dad's birthday is coming up, and so that was a good time to get everybody together. So we would often wait. Is this wait? How does this work? Sorry, hold on a sec. So I have this one. This one. This one goes like this. Did I miss a piece? I did miss a piece. I missed a whole dang piece, folks. I was like, why doesn't this look wrong? Because it was. Yeah. So my dad's birthday is coming up, so we used to do like a joint thing. But actually, on Mother's Day, having time with my mom was just really nice. It was just a really nice thing to be able to do. Okay, so this looks like that. Let's look like that. Then this goes like this, and then this goes here. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. I was like, this seems wrong, and I don't know why it's wrong. And now I know why it was wrong, because I missed a step. So yeah, Mother's Day. That was nice. That was very fun. I think that was cool. What did I do? Well, we, opened a gift um, and spent some time together. My mom didn't cook, which she does. I would say majority of the cooking around the house around here. That is her thing. Um, and we got pizza, which was perfectly fine. You got to ask for it exactly the way you want it, and like we know a place that's like good. I wouldn't call it great. I would call it good, and it's like yeah, it's a very good pie. Just extra cheese. Ask it for it to be crispy. That is the order we get, and they do a fine enough job. You got to ask for keep it in longer than it normally would, so you can get a nice browning on the bottom there. It's not burnt, but it is definitely a little darker, and extra cheese, and then like that way the ratio is right, because I don't always get the ratio to my liking. And in general, you end up with a good pizza. So that was nice. And then the other big thing I did yesterday was update my laptop, which my laptop you would assume, and you'd be correct, does not get a lot of use these days because I don't leave the house to go do computering. I leave the house to go exercise or to run errands. I don't really leave this house to like go and like hang out and like be on a laptop. I'm not hitting up you probably understand. I'm not hitting up coffee shops these days. So I updated my laptop. I got all that done, and I was spurred on to work on my laptop because I am now again after many years. I'm a Firefox user again. I have been having a lot of issues with Chrome, it crashing, it being fairly unreliable, it being a resource hog. And then most recently, a lot of my extensions were breaking, and there was no issue with the extension. The extension's working fine, and I kind of rely on some extensions to work, and I was just running into some issues where they weren't anymore. Um, so I will still be using Chrome for one thing and one thing only. I have like one job that is really, I need it to work. Um, this is a very small nonsense thing, but as you may know, I put all my VODs up. All of my VODs here for the stream go up to a secondary channel that I have that is exclusive to VODs. So anything that is not a wholly created original video goes there. Only exception being if I do an episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club that I record, that goes to my main feed. So what I don't want to do is upload a video that takes a long time, and then I'm uploading to my other channel. I'm logged into that account. I still want to watch stuff on YouTube while it's uploading. So I have another browser that I'm logged into that one, and then on my main browser, I'm logged into my regular YouTube account, so I could just watch stuff and do that. Like it's fairly silly in the grand scheme of things, but for me, it's like, all right, that just makes life a little easier. So I'll keep Chrome for that, I guess. Now, did I give Edge a shot? I did not. I hear good things about Microsoft Edge. I know people that swear by it. I did not choose to go to that. I went to something that I'm familiar with, something that I knew that, certain extensions that I like using were going to work on this. So I went with that. Um, and I'm liking it so far. There's only one real downside, which is uh, if so this is a weird thing where like I have two monitors, right? I'm a dual monitor setup. One monitor right now is my OBS. That's also where that's where I play games because it's monitor one, and it's also where I like to have like YouTube videos, and I have a lot of tabs of like YouTube stuff I want to watch, Crunchyroll videos that I need to catch up on, Funimation stuff. I usually have the tabbed out anything I'm going to watch, right? Always tab that out. It to me works, makes a lot of sense. Well, when I'm gaming, I have to take those tabs over and put them in my other window, which is where I have my email, Twitter, Patreon, my Google Docs that I use a lot of, any information I have for work, Discord can go wherever, that kind of stuff. This is how I've optimized the stuff I do. Okay, is this right? If this looks right, does this look right? Yes, this looks right. Okay. Making sure this is lined up right. This is like dark blue on dark blue, and it's a little tough where my lighting is to see, and black as well. So it is a little hard for me to see how everything is supposed to look. So I'm just kind of referencing it as I go. Making sure I'm doing this right. I think I am, so we're good. So anyway, uh, a little bit about like if there's one tab, if you have one window open and there's only one tab in that window, if you drag it from one monitor to the other, it should be easy to just attach it to your other tabs and make it a tab. And Firefox, sometimes that's not as easy. You have to like minimize it and drag it. It's a very minor thing, but moving tabs from one grouping of windows to another grouping of windows uh, 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 with lowercase w in that respect is annoying. But other than that, Firefox has been fine. I used to use it all the time. It was my preferred web browser because I did not like Internet Explorer. But then eventually I switched to Chrome because Chrome was for a long time a very good browser, but now I'm having some trouble with it. And yeah, so far no complaints. My big I have Better Twitter, which is great. I recommend it very much. Better Twitter is a extension that blocks a bunch of stuff, and you can toggle on and off what you want. But basically, it blocks promoted tweets, and it blocks trending topics. Not having the trending tab is incredible. It's so great to not have that. But yeah, it makes the browser version of Twitter like better to use, and I really do recommend it. It is fantastic. I have that. I have an extension for doing some downloads to make downloads easier for a few things. Yeah, I used ad blocker a while ago to block the trending tab, and it's amazing. Yeah. So I have Ghostery. I don't use ad blocker per se. I use Ghostery, which is very similar, but it does let some things through. And I think is a I have friends who I am friends with friends of people that run Ghostery, so I go with that. And then I have yeah, Better Twitter is good. I have that. I have a couple download things. I have Shinigami Eyes. Shinigami Eyes is I'm not going to get too much into it, but they're great for just like they highlight people who are if you know how sometimes you come across somebody in your Twitter feed and you're like, I don't have time to figure this out, but I have a bad feeling about this person. Well, they color code it, and you can optimize how you want that color coded. But you can basically just be like, yeah, no, oh, this person's bad news, and it'll show up as red. And this person is great, and you're like, oh, okay. It highlights, I'll say what they say. It highlights transphobic, anti-LGBT, and trans-friendly subreddits users, Facebook groups, YouTube, Twitter, a bunch of stuff. Um, and it's a nice little service. They did get um, two Matt Walshes confused, which was a weird thing because they confused. Um, so they made red, and I was like, oh God, what did my former boss say? And it was a so it is there is user error, but it is generally a good like indication of what people are up to and what they're like, which I like to have. Because you can do your own investigating. You're like, hey, why is this New York Times columnist red colored? Why is their name red colored? And you look at it and go, oh, okay, yeah, all right. Yes, now I know what's going on with these people. Um, let's see. Uh, also a privacy pass because at a certain point, Patreon was just like you have to follow. You have to like your browser isn't secured, which it is. So you need to do like captchas before you post anything. And I was just like, I don't want to keep doing these. So I got Privacy Pass, which basically you get you can redeem them. You can by doing it a couple times you get credits for doing it, so you don't have to enter captchas all the time. And it is a fantastic resource that I highly recommend if you can get it. Because it's just like I know it's a specific case, but I go on Patreon a bunch. I have, people that I back on Patreon. I also run a Patreon. So it was so frustrating to consistently being able to prove that I was a human being on a website. And I was just like, I hate this. I hate this so much. All right, so we got to put in our like overgrowth stuff here. That's why we have this black sections there. So that's where these go. So we'll just do that. This is the only part of the build where having the yellow outline of the pieces isn't particularly great, in my opinion, because it is a little hard to. It's the blue on blue. Yeah, I don't love it, but whatever. We're just going to put these, if they're a little off, they're a little off. That's okay. And then 3 of the dark blue. Hey, Harold, throwing in the emotes. Welcome, welcome as always. So yeah, I'm on Firefox now. I don't know. Will I stick with it? Probably. Will I try Edge? Maybe. Will I try one of those other browsers that's coming out? I don't know. Mostly it's just like, okay, just doing it. Just doing it and seeing what's up. But I was getting very frustrated with Chrome. Also, a very small thing. Some reason the way Chrome works is in some websites you can capture stuff, photo capture, and then you could also like capture video in OBS on some sites. Crunchyroll in Chrome you couldn't screenshot or take video. But you can do that in Firefox, and I'm not exactly sure how that works. And do I take screenshots all the time? Not all the time, but I do take them pretty consistently. Like I took one today that was on Funimation, so it wouldn't have been a problem. But if it had been on Crunchyroll, it would have been a problem. Because I'll talk about it in the second hour, but there was a Star Wars reference in a show that I was definitely fucking not expecting. I was not expecting a fairly, like, pretty funny Star Wars reference. All right, so we have to flip these over, and these are going to want to fall off as one just did. So this is going to be a little annoying until we get this on. And now I look at it and go, oh, Pat, you fucking skipped a step. There's ways to make it so that these don't fall off. You just have to fucking have a little patience, Pat, and actually not skip ahead, because there's a whole part of this where I'm going to be putting pieces down so these don't fall off. Good on you, Pat. You're nailing it. I did more lawn care today. I know I'm a broken record about this, but boy, I dislike it. I just dislike it. I had to mow the backyard. It was getting tall, and yeah, just not a fan. Last week I mowed the front yard and the side lawns. Today I mowed the back, and I was just like, ugh. And then in the way back, there's the basically the edge of our property um, continues beyond it into like a no man's land where no one's taking care of it, so we kind of have to. Otherwise, it gets out of hand, and I don't want to go back there and do that, but I'm gonna have to. Like I said, do I want to do it? Absolutely not. Am I going to do it? Of course I am, because I am being asked to do so, and so I will. But I am very not happy about it. So, gonna do it. Gonna have to do some weeding. Gonna have to do some raking. Gonna have to do some weed whacking. Gonna whack those weeds. Yeah, it's a whole thing that I don't want to do. But I am being asked to do it, and so I will. All right, so we're putting some pieces on here to lock all this in place so they don't fall when we flip it over, which is good. And then I don't know how I feel about these things. I think it looks kind of weird, but whatever. Oh, and I got to put some of these here. I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know what these are supposed to signify other than like it's weird. So, but I'm putting them on there where they tell me to put them on there. Yeah, so I got lawn stuff. I don't want to do it. I just don't. That's all there is to it. Like, gonna do it. Not really thrilled about it. Did some biking today for exercise. That was good. But yeah, I as you know, every Wednesday I put out a new episode of I put out a new episode every Wednesday of Baer With Me. I almost said the wrong video series. Put a new episode of Baer With Me every Wednesday. I usually shoot those several days in advance. But the thing I'm putting out this coming Wednesday is a little different for some of the other videos. It's not the same thing as the food video, the food review that I did last week, but it is similar in that it is not just me reacting to a video. But I need to use the overhead camera, this camera, for that. And so I want to have as much Lego on this kit as possible before I do that, because I think it'll just make things easier, because I won't have to move the Lego and then move it back, basically. So I have to shoot that tomorrow, and that'll be the quickest turnaround I've ever did, except for like the third week that I did this, like I think the third week of this series, right before I hadn't noticed that the video I'd uploaded, which had been up for a couple days, had gotten a takedown notice. So I was like, oh shit. So I had to quickly fix that. All right, we'll put that there. And then maybe we're done with the roof. Yes, now it's time to put this roof onto this. We're doing it. We are finishing this part of the house by putting this roofing on. And then we want to do this so it lays. So it's going to want to go on here. It's going to go on this. We just have to make sure that we're right here. Yes. Then, there we go. Okay, we did it. We now have the upside down roof. We are done with both parts of the house except for some of the side pieces, but the majority of the house, we just got to put a little bit here and then put some stuff around, slap on a few other pieces. We're getting there. We need to do dark gray, some 1x2s. Is this dark gray? Yes, this is the dark gray. So we need 1x2s. I need two 1x2s, two overhang things, and two regular blocks. Hooray! There we go. Nice and easy. Let's see. Is there anything else going on with me? Oh, look, I don't expect anybody here that is watching this stream to pay attention to nonsense people that get retweeted because people disagree with them so much. Like, look, we can look at that and go, that doesn't make any sense. But the hope is, how do I want to say this? Okay, so there are several different kinds of viral tweets. The one we should take with grains of salt is people who are not verified. That is not a genuine get out of jail free card, but it is an indication, right? Look at the things. When you look at somebody who is the person of the day on Twitter, right? When they are the main character for the day, if they are a provocateur, if they are paid to be a grifter, then we can ridicule them, no problem. If they're just a person that said something you don't agree with the exception of the obvious exceptions of it's harmful, hurtful, or incredibly demoralizing for people, like certainly, right? But I don't know if somebody who's just like, you make your name between the ages of 18 and 25, like, I don't think we really need to like dunk on that person for just being fucking wrong. So which is why when I tweeted about it, I didn't retweet the person or, photo their thing or whatever. I just like talked about it on and like stand by those tweets. Because here's where I'm at. This is where I'm at. Maybe you're in a different place, but this is where I'm at here. Major life changes, major events that shaped who I am today happened starting around the age of 22 into 25. And I am grateful those experiences in that time, but those do not define, those are the foundation for who I am today, but they do not define who I am today. And that is not true for everyone. And there are certain people that, certainly people who make their mark at such a young age. But I would say, while we don't want to infantize people and say like, oh, whatever, we need to give ourselves permission to feel okay that we were not our good selves at the time. Lord Crash did just subscribe to Tier 1. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego Scythe emote in the chat, thanking Lord Crash did for 22 months, saying, keep up the great work, Pat. This Lego set has been the opposite of the puzzle you were working on a while back. Thank you very much, Lord Crashton. It is. This is a thing where we are making forward, consistent progress, and I'm feeling pretty good about it, instead of making zero progress and constantly feeling like I shouldn't have chosen to do this, which was the truth. But yes, thank you. Appreciate that. But, like, it's okay to be like, okay, well, I'm somebody that looks back at, like, my brain has a way of, it's quiet, nothing's going on, I'm just sitting there, oh, a thing I was watching just ended, maybe I'll watch something else, okay, what do I want to do tonight? And then my brain is like, hey, remember this thing you don't want to remember that was like definitely cringy and like you wish you hadn't done, or you said something and wished you could pull it back into your mouth? Do you want to think about that for a while? And so I'll do that. And guess what? A lot of that is between the ages of 18 and 25, where I'm just like, oh, I had a lot of growing to do. It took me a long time, but I could say that as someone who is now 40, going to be 41 this summer. That's a weird thing to say. That is a true statement. But yeah, I will be 40 at some point. But I can say, I'm 40. I'll be 41 at some point. I can say, like, part of that is I have a pretty decent understanding of who I am now, and I know that some of the foundations of who I am were from that age, but like, no. I mean, I had a lot more growing to do and a lot more learning how to be the best version of me. It is, to me, hilarious to think that a company decided to make me a manager of people when I had zero management experience in my mid-20s. Like, they shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have done that. Now, when I got to be a manager again at the age of 31, that made a lot more sense. I was very skilled for my for what I was doing. I was ready to be a boss, a proper actual boss, and someone that trained people to do a job, and also someone that had a lot of responsibility. That made a lot more sense at the time then. But by 25, I was in charge of like, I was building a staff and like being in charge of people and like advocating for pay. And like, I mean, I was skilled at what I did, but I was definitely green. Like, disciplinary issues, like dealing with that, I was just like, this is not something I should be doing right now, I don't think. Uh and I got better at it, but like, no, I shouldn't have been doing that. I shouldn't have been in charge of people at that age. I just didn't have an experience for it. I didn't have any training in it. I just like did it as I went. Um Also, it must be said that uh, because I was at a company where like my company didn't have an HR person for a very long time. They didn't have like advocates for anyone, for students or anybody for a very long time. And like, oh, there were definitely times where I was incredibly unprofessional and should have like been brought to HR, but there wasn't an HR to bring me to. And so I definitely like um, managed to get away with like definite stuff that I should have been like written up for, like behavior that needed to be corrected. That like I just skidded by because there was no one to do that job. Because it for a long time was on a volunteer basis. Nonsense. But yeah, I definitely benefited from working at a company that like didn't get its act together for a long time. I coasted for a very long time. Um, but that is not to say that I didn't deserve more from them. And yeah. But anyway, that was a larger thing. That was one of the people on the internet, on Twitter today. That was the main character was this person's bad tweet. Uh, and luckily for them, Andrew Yang put out a bad tweet a little not too long ago tonight, and now he's the new main character. So good on him. Good on Andrew Yang. Literally the only thing he's good for is becoming the main character on Twitter and having people just don't say things. What are you doing? You're trying to be the mayor. Like, what are you doing? How are you so bad at this? You're buying your way into being the mayor. You don't have to tweet. He doesn't. Have a good night, Harold. You have a good one, and I'll see you soon. Um, yeah, Andrew Yang shouldn't be tweeting at this point. Just like ride the wave of momentum. You're probably gonna fucking be mayor. There's no reason to like say shit that's gonna get you to not be mayor. Like, don't risk it. What are you doing? Anyway, I don't live in New York. I'm not voting in New York this year. I voted last year in New York because it was easier to absentee ballot in New York, which I left not too long before. It made a lot of sense to absentee there because I had voted in the primary. It made sense to do that because I hadn't been here this long and I hadn't registered to vote here. I will be registering to vote here so that I can vote um, uh, in South Carolina. I'm going to do that because I don't know when I'm going to get back to New York. I would like to get back to New York at some point. I do not know when that is going to be. So, because I know I'm here, I might as well vote here. And that's the current plan. But yeah, I got asked that the other day. My friend was like, hey, so are you going to move back since some stuff is reopening? And it was like, well, nothing that I'm currently doing. Stuff that I would do there is really coming back that I could do. So a lot of stuff is reopening, but most, if any, of the comedy theaters aren't. And so there's a couple of new things happening, and some venues are coming back. If you live in New York area, the caveat is caveat NYC is to having shows, uh, which is great for them. I'm very happy for them that they're having the opportunity to get some shows in. But yeah, I don't have immediate plans to move back, so I'm here because that's also the number one thing I get asked from some friends. Well, how are you doing? You get asked because people care, and they should. People should care, and ask that question, and I appreciate that that gets asked. And then I get, hey, what about New York? That's the number one question I get from people um, when I apply for jobs here. Now that I'm vaccinated, I am applying for a wider uh, uh, situation, like where I am pretty fine with being in a room with other people. Um, Whereas before, I was looking for work from home gigs, which I'm still mostly looking for, and I was also looking for like gigs where there were very few people that were meeting in person. Now I'm looking for lots of other things. Uh, a wider variety of things. Um, but the number one question I get, which I don't know if it will ever go away, is, well, how long are you staying? Because we don't want to hire anybody. The implication being we don't want to hire anybody that's like going to move in a couple months because they expect people to move back to wherever. And I'm like, oh, I don't know when I'm moving back, but I want to move back at some point. Sorry, but I do want to move back. Um, I don't know what to tell you. I would love to not be here. Uh, all right, so we finished it. This is done. We did this. This house is done. I'm going to take a couple photos here, and now we're going to be building the connector pieces that the other part of the house will clamp onto, which have some of the vines. So I'm going to just take a photo of this as it is. Just so I have a couple photos here. I have to angle this in a certain way so that the light can be seen when I take the photo. So we can kind of see in it, but I'm just going to give a couple photos of this on an angle. You can see all that. And yeah. And now we're going to start combining them together. Oops, this piece popped off. Gotta reattach that. Gotta be careful. All right. It's easy. Push this back here. Now we are going to be in the yard. I'm going to take this off for now, just so that we can get at the pieces we need to get at, and I'll put that on later. But right now we are attaching several of these connector spots here on the sides, and we need some of those. But yeah, as I'm trying to get work, it has been a little frustrating because people, like, they've been saying that since I got here last year, and I can understand that. I don't been here for a little while, and it was just like, no, I'm gonna be here for a bit, like, just, and then if I have like, consistent employment, yeah, I am working here to eventually not work here, but also all of your employees are doing that. Whatever job I'm applying for right now is not a position I think I will work at until I retire. Just let me, please, give me a full-time job. I would love to build up my savings so when I move to New York, I am not immediately in trouble because I don't expect to find something immediately. I expect to find something at some point when I get there, but it'll be a lot of temp stuff, and we'll see. But yeah, so yeah, going in, applying for work, all that, trying to make it happen here, consistently. Got model kits that are coming in the next couple months. So excited about that. Some good builds coming up. As always, there's a desk scythe that I pre-ordered, which is the new batch of high grades. We saw the heavy arms last year. This is the desk scythe. The high grades with the new mold of the high grades. As soon as that arrives, I will be building that. It'll, I mean, you know, whenever the kit that I'm working on at the time finishes, that'll be the next kit I build. Like without question, I'm gonna build as soon as I can build a death scythe, I'm building a death scythe. Like y'all know, that is the thing here. So, all right, so I'm gonna take this roof off here for a little bit, really briefly, because I want to get this right while I can. It does not like to stay in there, and then I will reattach the roof. Roof has been reattached because I have to go like this, folks. I have to take this, and I have to take this, and we're going to put the connectors on to merge them together on this side. So we've got to do, I'm going to take this booklet here. The middle one is, let's see. Sorry, I'm like trying to line this up like this is lined up right. So we'll do the one on the side here, which is that one, and then this. Okay. Maybe if I, sorry, spatially, this has been weird. This is weird to me. Okay, so this one here is this, and it goes connector towards the house. Yes, okay. No. Sorry, this just is weird, and it will be less weird as I do it, but right now it is feeling weird. Okay, and so towards the upside down, this has to go towards the upside down, which makes sense, because that is where all the spooky plant stuff is. And then this connector goes like this. Sure. And then this connector goes by the spooky plants. All right. And then we'll have to do the other side to kind of lock it all in place, I think. Is that the next step? No. The next step is to build the trees. So we did all these front connectors. The back is not connected yet, but now we got to build all the trees. And okay, so we'll do that next. So we have now connected the front part of this, but we're just going to leave it like here, I guess? I don't know. Okay, it's going to put it on the side. Yeah, because that is not fully locked together, but when we do, there's the side piece that hasn't been, yeah, the sides haven't been connected, because that's where the trees go. So when we put the trees parts, that should help lock this all in place, and then we got to do the back connectors. I'm getting this. So the only thing about the trees that's tricky is, it's not really tricky, is we just have to know where this piece goes, because generally when we built this kit, because it's a pre-owned kit for folks that don't remember, all of this was applied to it. Usually they're applied right before you build it. And this particular thing, because I looked ahead, one of these pieces, these are added like right at the end. So we'll have to like figure out where that goes before we attach the whole thing, which shouldn't be too tricky, but we'll look for the steps where they go, because I think it's on one of these two trees. I just don't know on which one. But we'll have to like, when it comes to putting these in, because one goes on one and one goes on the other, we'll just, and they have to be like upside down and right side up, you can see. We'll figure that out when we get to it. But I think we'll be okay. But yeah, we got to build these big old trees. Yeah, because that's the piece there. We might have to like disassemble them and put them in, but we'll figure it out. Right now, we don't have to worry about it too much because we're in the beginning steps of putting these trees together. We will take a pause for the cause in a moment or two. We'll talk about ways you can support the channel, and then we'll talk about some anime as I build some, put together some trees here. So we'll do that. We'll put that there. We'll put that there. And yeah, let's get into this. Got to build the base of the tree and then the top of the tree, and they have to be flat so that you can flip them over because you can build this so like it's in the photo, but you can also build it so you can display it the other way, which is cool. You can just flip it over, which is why the car snaps on and all that stuff. Anyway, 1x6 black, finding it, got it. Put that there. And yeah, as I said, talk about ways you can support the channel, and then also we'll promote some video stuff, and then we'll get back into continuing the build and doing all that. Doing all that good stuff. Before I forget, my stream on Wednesday. My next stream will be on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. It is a bonus stream, and you should come check that out if you want to play Jackbox. So, Aristophan, sorry I missed something. Are you building the two trees together or one after the other? So, it is one unit. The tree is one big unit here. You can see the photo there. This is the two trees you build at the same time. The base connects to the sides of the kit. So this base here will go right here onto the side. So we're building, and then we'll build them again because you have to build the other side tree. Because you can see in the photo, there are 4 trees, 2 for the right side up, 2 for the upside down. But it's all one big unit that we're putting together. Yeah. Wednesday, I'm playing Jackbox. We're going to start with Party Pack 7. We might jump back to previous Party Packs, but I don't feel like I've gotten my money's worth of 7, so I do want to play more. It will be playing with folks in the chat, so you are encouraged to come hang out. If you don't want to play, you're more than welcome to just vote and be in the audience, but I would love it if you did play, because I'll be here. But that's this Wednesday, playing Jackbox games. We're going to start with 7, as I said, and then figure out if we want to, go to a previous Jackbox or not. Maybe like go into the classics, play some Joke Boat or something, obviously we're play some Fibbage, we got stuff. We can always do like guespionage if I feel like chat is being, not chat, but other people have shown up to be jerks and I don't want to, I can't worry about that, so we'll do that. Also, we will be playing with the mode, and I'll try to make it as easy to understand as possible, but we will have a thing where at jackbox.tv you have to be logged in with your Twitch account in order to play the games. And we do that to attempt to make it just like a respectful place, so that if you're writing garbage, it is tied to your username. And that is one of the only things I can do outside of just hoping that people would be cool. But sometimes they just won't be fucking cool. They have to be baddies, which we don't like. We like it when people are just cool. But anyway, those few people who are jerks don't ruin it for the rest of us. We still have a good time. We'll still have fun doing it. It's just, it is less fun with jerks. But I like playing Jackbox. It won the poll of what I should play this month, so because I do a poll for my $10 patrons. Did I do this? I did this right. Then I put this here and put that there, and there's a gap, and then there's still a gap. Okay. I haven't done this before, and the thing about doing the upside down version was I got pretty good at building the other one. So then this one I was just like, yeah, this is easy. I've already done the hard work. But we'll find out if I'm doing this wrong. But I think I'm doing it right. All right, so we need this. And of course, I'll be great on the other tree because I'll have all the experience of doing this one. So I will definitely be able to nail it by the time it comes to that time. And then we need 2 black 2x6s. What are those? I'll get a little bit going in here, and then we will take our pause for the calls. Talk about some ways you can sport and hanging out and all that stuff. We'll do all that. This goes like this. This goes like this. This goes like that. The other one goes here. And then that goes like that. Ooh, look at that. And then that goes into there. Aha, great. Now we're getting the foundation of our tree. We're starting with the upside down version of the tree. So we need some dark gray here. 3 of those. 3 of these. We're going to get our roots together. Featuring the roots. Okay. Now, again, some of these are going to be gray. Some of these might have supposed to be silver. I can't really tell because we are just doing this as we go based on the information we have present, and I'm going to be okay with that. So far, everything looks right. We haven't run out of anything. We're going to find out if we messed up somewhere, but right now I'm feeling pretty okay about what we're doing. All right, and then I'll just get the pieces we need of this out. This weird knot cactus thing. Some of these. And then I am sure that they do not call these tentacles, but when I look at these, that's what I see. I see tentacles. But I'm sure that Lego does not refer to these as that. They probably call them horns or something. But, I mean, come on. Roots. Something. But those are tentacles. Anyway, hi. I'm going to talk about ways you can support the channel. This will only take a few minutes. We'll get back to building ASAP. But I do want to just take a couple moments to say thank you very much for being here. We will get back to building, talk about some anime that I watched the past couple of days and all that. First, if you're currently a subscriber, if you were gifted a sub, if you've been a subscriber for a while, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego. If you're a tier 2 subscriber, you can throw the Scythe emote. Throw those emotes in the chat. Let the people know. Subscribing is a great way to support what I do. We hit our goal tonight of being at 50 subscribers, but that is not the end of it. We want to keep that going. And thank you everybody who is if you've been gifted a sub, you can convert that to a regular subscription, and they won't charge you till your gift sub is over. If you want to use your Twitch Prime token, if you have Amazon Prime linked to your Twitch, if you're not using it for me, please use it for somebody because they will appreciate it. That would be rad. If you just want to throw it in there, feel free to do that. Gifting a sub is also a great way to support what I do. As we had Fuzz, aka Adam, in there doing it. And Aristovan and Air have all gifted subs as much, which is great. We had the Dirty and Harold were in a back and forth for the bits and coins. Bits and coins, always appreciated. I could see that piece being used for like sagebrush too. I could see that. Yeah, you're not wrong, Lashbrook. Another way to support what I do, because again, folks, we're going to get through these very quickly, but I do this every stream. This is where I give my ad reads here. It's pause for the cause. The cause being continued, me doing this. I have a Patreon. You can join my Patreon. $1 tier, $3 tier, $5 tier, $10 tier. My $10 patrons are voting right now on what I build on Thursday, because I think we'll be done with this by Thursday. I don't think we're going to finish all the trees, but these shouldn't take too long, so I think we will finish that up on Thursday, which would be fucking rad. So yeah, Patreon, another way to support what I do. My YouTube is free, obviously. You can subscribe for free if you wanted to see the videos, including a couple I'm going to promote in a little bit. But if you wanted, you could join a membership. I got a membership over there. I just got to pay. I'm going to get a payout. It's going to take like a month to get the money, but I hit the threshold. And so I'm going to take that money along with anything I make from Twitch and Patreon goes into me buying model kits and stuff to build on stream. So I will be using that YouTube money towards buying model kits. It's just, unfortunately, it takes a little while to get that monies. Also, speaking of money, I do have donations set up at various places, and anything you donate goes into those funds as well, because this kit was gifted to me. This Lego set was gifted to me. That is very rare for me. This is only the second time that's ever happened. It was from a friend of mine because I don't necessarily want to give out my address, especially now under current circumstances. So it was very special to, like opportunity to work on something. Most of the time, I got to buy kits. And so your donations, your subscribing, your being a patron all help get me to, get stuff. Now, you could buy something for me to build if you wanted to. You could go over to my Amazon wish list and you could buy something on my wish list. Now, not only will it jump the queue, so I won't build the Moon Gundam next because you bought something from my wish list. Ooh, I forgot to place that in its proper spot. I will build the thing you bought. I'll even shoot a video where I talk about the thing you bought and say like, hey, check this out. And then I will build it on stream. And it'll jump the queue. I've got Lego sets. I've got high grades. I've got master grades. I've got all kinds of different things that I would be thrilled to build on stream because you bought it off my wish list if you wanted to do that. Again, under no obligation to do that, but I would love to build something that you picked up off my wish list. Just looking at some of the stuff in there. Yeah. I got all kinds of different model kits and Lego sets and a bunch of other things. And again, you buy something off there, it jumps the queue. Alternative, you could buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store. You get a gift card from USA Gundam Store. You send me a DM on Twitter because my DMs are open with that gift card code because they send you an email with a code. I build it before everything else. Anything I buy from there with your gift card money. That's a promise. For free, if you want to support me, you don't want to spend a dime, join my Discord. I post build photos at the end of every stream. People post stuff they're working on, and it's a good little community. Highly recommend it. As far as some videos I'm going to promote, I have a new episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club up. This was a user request. A comment was said, hey, dissect the perfect isekai. And why is it? And then they mentioned an isekai. Now, do I think that's the best isekai or the perfect isekai? You'll have to watch the video to find out. But I do try to answer the question, what's the best isekai? And I think you'll like that video. I had a good time making it. It's me trying to answer a question with a bit of a thought experiment. And if you're looking for if you're looking for another video that I made, well, you could watch Baer With Me. Baer With Me is a weekly series. This is my first ever food review. Instead of having a genuine, honest, in-the-moment reaction to a video, which is normally what I do on that, I instead mix things up by doing a food review because we were gifted some snacks and I hadn't tried one before. So I tried it, and recorded my immediate impressions in the moment. And I think it was pretty good. So that's that. That is a video you could watch if you wanted to watch a video. And then do I have anything else I need to promote? No, we're going to talk about some anime. I'm going to build this model kit. Let me get this going here. Get that tab together. I'm going to drink a little water. I recommend you do the same. And then I'm going to talk about 3 anime shows while I work on these trees. All right. Go to do that. Gotta hit chat. Gotta minimize this. I'm working with Firefox instead of the usual, so this is I gotta adjust some stuff because I'm not working in Chrome anymore. All right. Okay, so we're gonna get back to building here, working on our trees, and I'm gonna tell you a bunch of stuff that happened in 3 shows. So let's talk about Dragon Goes House Hunting. If you haven't been watching Dragon Goes House Hunting, it's a cute little show. I do recommend it. I think it is a nice, sweet little show. The premise is that a dragon named Letty is just like a nice dragon, kicked out of his home, looking for a new home. He meets Daria, who is a contractor and also real estate agent. He is a very powerful elf, and we know that he was once the Demon Lord. He is a former Demon Lord. The Dark Lord. He was formerly the Dark Lord, and now he is just a real estate person. But we get the sense that Daria is not just trying to help Letty find a home, also trying to like help Letty grow as a dragon, which is outside the purview. And I don't think that Letty isn't fully aware of that. Last episode, Letty became a papa. Because a little was going to turn into a big snow eagle named Pippa, or sorry, Pip. Pip is just is a little tiny bird, a snowbird that is just like, you're my dad. Just decided that Letty is this dragon or is this bird's dad. So Letty is now trying not only to find a home but also raise this bird until it's grown. Pip squeaks like a bird, but Letty doesn't necessarily understand it. We find out later Daria does understand what the bird is saying, which is it makes sense considering what we know about Daria. But okay, so putting this together, this doesn't line up right, which means what did we do wrong? We got a 1x6 like this. We've got 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. So we put a 6 here. We put that there. This goes underneath it. And these two pieces should be flush. Like that. Okay. So they are like that. All right, great. That did work. Good. Oops. And then these pop off because they're not locked in place. Anyway, because of recent events, including now having to import snow for this bird, for Pip, all the money Letty saved up is gone. So Letty needs to get a job. And Daria has an idea, and it's a place in a free market, or a free city that has a market where like all animals are cool or races are cool with each other, and you can't, you're not going to get attacked by hero. Heroes occasionally show up to try to like cause trouble, and then they get in trouble, and it's okay. So it goes as well as you expect. Now, most of the time, Letty doesn't do great, and it's not actually Letty's fault. Sometimes it is, but most of the time it's just circumstance. I should also say that Letty describes this place as a wretched hive of scum and villainy, which is a Star Wars reference, and I don't know if that is a localization choice or if the anime, the Japanese voice also says that. It doesn't really matter if they do or not, because I got a Star Wars reference in my Dragon Ghost House Hunting, and I was not prepared for that. So that fucking ruled. That was real good. They meet an owl who can get him some work, but apparently Pip can squeak in a way that birds can understand, and Pip like talks up how great his papa is, which is cute, very cute. Things don't go well at the jobs. Oh, also, there's a character that knows Daria, and we find out how he became the Demon Lord, and it is a goofy story that I was very surprised was so silly. Because I love backstory, and we got some dang backstory about a character who seems to be incredibly powerful. That he was playing a grocery lottery, which is very Japanese, right down to the fact that if he had won, the consolation prize was a package of tissues, and that's actually what Daria wanted, was free tissues. So does the role, wins, becomes Demon Lord, is immediately like, I do not want this. I do not want to be the Demon Lord. And they're like, tough, you're the Demon Lord. It's a whole shenanigans. Eventually, he has to sign some paperwork because since there's peace, the Demon Lord, or the Dark Lord, they call it the Dark Lord. Originally in the anime, they were calling it the Demon Lord, so I have been saying the wrong thing. I'm interchangeable, but they've been interchangeable with it, so whatever. Anyway, Letty does not know that, but Letty does some work and it managed to make some money, and things are going okay. Then Letty accepts a job on his own and gets captured. He and Pip are captured, and that is, excuse me, the dramatic cliffhanger until the next episode. Oh no, this show just did a cliffhanger. What's going to happen? My assumption is Daria is going to wreck some shop and it'll be fine. But also, maybe Letty will learn some life lessons, because that is kind of what's going on with this creature. And, it's a cute show. There is a character that has not even been introduced yet. I hope she gets introduced soon, because she seemed kind of neat. Mel, I don't know. I like it. I don't like it when there are characters in the opening that haven't been in the show yet, because I'm like, who's that character? When are we going to see that character? What's up with this character? It annoys me when we have not seen them, and so I hope that we will see this character soon. 7 Nights Revolution. Boy. This show, I'm going to keep watching, but they really fucked with me on this one. So, this is based on that's been happening with the anime I just started a few weeks ago, and I hate it. Yeah, so I will say this. A show that I talked about on Saturday, which I really like, is I've Been Killing Slimes. Now, there's a character that the final character that was in the opening that they hadn't introduced yet, they just introduced, and I'm very happy about that. But I've read that manga. I haven't finished the manga, but I read a lot of that manga. So I knew that that's the show. Yeah. Yeah, they've been really slow about introducing all the characters, but they just introduced Rosalie, who is my favorite character in the manga. Of the girls that live in the house, she's my favorite character. So I was just waiting for her to show up, but I knew when she showed up in the manga. So I was like, oh, we're getting my girl soon, because she's such a great character. She's got such a great vibe. I love her. I've got a punk voice and a punk attitude, but I'm just a sweetheart, because she's just been grumpy for so many years. Immediately she's just great. She's awesome. She has some fun moments coming up that I really liked. So, but yeah, that happened in Dragon Ghost House, something just introduce the new character. What happened in 7 Nights Revolution is, I'm just going to jump to it. They fucking murdered my favorite support character, folks. I don't think you're watching this show. I don't know anyone who's watching this show. But they straight up murdered a supporting character to make not even the main character feel bad. Gareth isn't even the main character. He's a supporting he is a major supporting figure, but they fucking killed the minor character, and I'm pissed about that, because they killed Claire, y'all. Claire was my favorite minor character, because she her introduction in episode 2 was just hey, I work here in the research. I'm cool. I'll give you a hand with this, this, and this. Also, can we talk about the guy I like who you work with? She was just so vivacious and so obvious about her crush, and so such a lovely breath of fresh air. And they killed her in a tragic way to make another character feel bad, because he knew he was leading her on. And it's just, fuck you. Also, I don't even want to get into the moments of the episode, but I want to talk about this. This is a big thing. So, I understand why characters are often blank slates in anime. I get why you have blank slates, because they're the main character, they're new to the world, we're learning along with them as they learn information. So, our main dude in this show, because it's a school setting, it's a magical school, they're fighting monsters and evil people and all that. I get that Nemo is new to the school and doesn't know everything and doesn't know everyone and is figuring it out as he goes, right? I get that. Makes sense to me. No problems there. Why doesn't he know what a school festival is? He has no concept of what a school festival is. What are you talking about? How does he not know that? He doesn't know what the concept of love is. Now, I'm starting to think this is because who the fuck cares at this point? I'm watching this because it comes out on Sundays and I don't have a lot of shows to talk about on stream. My guess is that Nemo isn't a real person. Either Nemo has amnesia and won't say it. I don't think Nemo is a human. I think Nemo is a construct of some sort because he clearly does not understand the concept of love and why it is a big deal. And look, there people that don't quite understand that? Yes. But I don't think this anime is trying to make a bigger point about that. I think this anime is like he shows up in a village and he is rescued and he's the only survivor. But there's no moments before that with this character. There's no history to this character. He doesn't talk about a family or where he came or what village he comes from or anything. We don't know anything about him, and the hero that he has is lost to history. He's like a hidden history event, and it just feels like they're going to try to make a big reveal about how he's not like a real person. And I think I already guessed it because they're not that subtle about this shit. Now it could be a different twist that I'm not seeing and all that. But I'm also they killed a character I really liked, and that sucks. And then now we're going to have a character who was already kind of brooding, be even more brooding, and then we'll have eventually we have to introduce the villains of the show. We haven't even met the main villains of the show. And we know they're villains from the opening animation because they have dark lines around their eyes, which will let you know they're evil because they look human, but they're evil. The only thing this show really has going for it, besides the fact that it's on Sunday and I want to have things to talk about on stream for every episode, or for every stream where I build model kits, so I will watch a show that I am not particularly thrilled with, which is why this is a show I'm watching because it comes out on Sunday, is the vampire girl, Shirley. She's been regularly biting another girl and has complicated feelings about her because she's like, is there more to this than just this person going along with it and helping me out? Which is interesting. It's actually kind of interesting that is a thing that's happening in this. And then also just having some sort of they might be in more of a relationship is really cool. That's the only good thing really about the show. Everything else is weird and nonsense, and they also murdered a character I really like, and I didn't see that coming. I was expecting her heart to be broken. Lashbrook says, I watched more Isaac today and got to see the famous line. Now, Lashbrook, is that famous line about the internet? How it's not fun? Social media isn't supposed to be fun, because that is one of my favorite lines. Or is the famous line a line from a certain member of the robotics club? And I won't say anything more in case you haven't gotten to the certain member of the robotics club making a declaration about robots, which is the fucking best too. It's real good. Social media one. Yes, that social media line is fantastic. But look forward to a great line about robots coming out of it. That dude has a bunch of great lines about robots. But yes, that social media one. There's a reason why that is my to use folder, which does not have a lot of photos in it, because I use that a lot. It's a good reaction video or photo, not video. All right, we got to build out more of this because this is cool. So this is going to be like this, right? You can see here, and then also you'll be able to turn it up like that. And then it'll be the upside down for that. So it has to be able to hold up the weight of this fucking big set, and then also be able to flip. Kenna Marie is scary as hell, but I find it funny how the only time she has actually used her glasses so far is to tie her hair up in a bun. Yes. I love her. She's great. She represents an important element missing in a lot of like girls really excited about a thing, which is a girl who is excited about it for the wrong reasons, but uh, but is still along for the ride. Most of the time, it's like the closest thing is let's make a mug too, where one of the girls that's in the club is in the club because her best friend is in it, and that's the only reason she's doing it. But she still does all the work. But I think that is an important element of these shows that often gets overlooked is the person who's there, who's just like, yeah, I mean, I'm here. Um, the engineering of the trees is pretty amazing. I love this part of the bill. Yeah, this has been pretty cool so far. I'm liking it. Putting this thing together. Excited to see how it all comes together once everything's combined. Uh, all right, so I'm going to tell you about because we started talking about Let's Make a Mug 2. Let's Make a Mug 2 is a series about the city of Tajimi, which is famous in Japan. It is actually legitimately well-known area which is famous for its ceramics. Um, and this is a show about a girl that moves back to the town her dad is from and her mom, and that's where they met. Uh, and she goes there to go to high school. Um, Her dad opens a restaurant or a cafe, and she moves back there. Also, along with his mother, and she ends up joining, kind of out of circumstance, the Pottery Club. One thing this episode did finally, which I've been waiting for an answer for a long time, was, hey, if Tajime City is so well known for pottery, why are there only 4 members of the Pottery Club? Why is the Pottery Club only 4 members? And they explain that because if you grew up in the city and you want to get into pottery, you want to do it professionally, you want to be as a trade, you go to a trade school. There's an industrial school, like a technical school for that. But so that's why anybody that really wants to do it just does it. And that's why there are not enough people. There are only a few people in the club. And I was like, that makes so much fucking sense. They should have said that episodes ago. I have been fucking wondering why if it is city famous for it, why aren't there more students in the club other than the need to have it just be a few people so you didn't have to have it be an expansive, cast of thousands, I guess. All right, so we got to build more things here. We need this bendy piece that I was calling a sausage, this little sausage piece. We need that. And we got to pop that in there. And then we got to put some plant parts on here. So we answered that question. They talk about the upcoming contest. There's a contest coming up. And of course, Himeno doesn't know what she's going to make. She's just getting used to actually doing this stuff. And she is very unsure about what she should make. And it's making her anxious. She gets asked by her advisor, hey, can you come help me? We're turning this plot of land behind the school. The city is turning this into a children's museum for pottery. And I need help organizing. So she goes down this path she's never been down before and sees this incredibly beautiful sculpture, this wonderful sculpture that was put there. It's hard to describe. It looks magical. It's this big green piece that was made out of pottery, and it's like the wind blows through it, and it makes this noise, and it looks magical. It's this incredible piece that's just kind of there, and she learns pretty immediately her mother made that, because of course her mother made that, and she reads some articles about why she did this and what she was trying to accomplish, and she gets a little bit more sense of her mom, and then later her dad talks about it and about how it got made, and it really encourages her. So Himeno is like, okay, I should just make something that I want to make, and I'm encouraged to do this. It was a nice little moment. Okay, so that's the animated show 'cause it's like a 14-minute show. The other part of the episode every week is a live action portion, which is normally we don't get that here in America. Normally we only get the Japanese uh, part. We just get the animated part and the part where the voice actors do some stuff we don't see because this isn't like the live action version of the show or recreation. It's the four main girls, voice actors, doing stuff in the city, which is definitely some requirement of the city must have paid a bunch of money to get this anime made, and part of that is that they'll do this. I will say some episodes this is more enjoyable than the other thing because these ladies are all real nice and seem charming, and they're playing for the camera obviously, but it seems like semi-scripted and they're getting the shots they want, but also like just pretty relaxed and kind of fun. Um, they're at the Tajumi's national the city's national treasure. There are only a few places in Japan considered national treasures, and one of them is there. It is the Aijo Temple. Apparently, later in the manga, the girls visit the temple. So I don't know if we're going to see that in the anime in this season of the anime, but they do it in the manga. So they go there and they get fortunes and they take a bunch of photos and they're just cute, like nice ladies being cute and fun and talking to one another about their past. And it's just pleasant. It's just like a pleasant little experience. So that was cool. Oof, that just fell. What is it? The sausage fell. So I got to put this back on here. I got to be careful because this thing sticks out. It is not the most secure thing. It's part there. Um, then they go to a coffee house that has the same name as one of the voice actors. So there's a lot of joking around about that. And they have coffee. And of course, one of the cups is ceramic and made locally because that is the whole thing about the show is to promote this area. Like it's just a paid for by the tourism board like propaganda, but it's still pleasant. Okay, so um, we only have two of these pieces. So one of them is going to be the wanted poster or the missing poster, I should say, not wanted, and the other one is just blank. And I don't know which one this is, but so we're going to go to the end of finishing this tree to see if this is the tree where we put that on, because it comes at the end of building this whole tree. And then, okay, so this isn't that. So then we'll look at, wait. Which one is it? Okay, wait. So we'll do this. We finish that. I'm sorry. I just don't want to do this wrong. It goes on there, and that goes together like that. There's an instruction at some point about putting these on here. That's building the tree. That's finishing the tree. It's doing that part of it. Were we supposed to be doing this? Oh, and then it says just do it again. All right. And then when does it tell me to put those stickers on? At the very end. Okay. So apparently at the very end we are supposed to do this. So what we're going to do is we are just going to, because they're identical trees apparently, we are just going to we're going to pick one of them and put them on there, and that's fine. So we're going to make this the tree that has the missing poster. I keep saying wanted. It's missing. This is going to be the missing poster one. So we'll do that. Hopefully that'll work out perfect. And if not, we'll be fine. If it goes on the wrong side from what they said, like it's not a big deal. Who cares? It's their fault for not duplicating it on both sides. No. Should be okay. Should work out fine. It's the only time that has become an issue. Everything else with the decals has been fine. So It's just this one time. It's been weird. All right, so this goes there. It goes like that. This goes here. So you can see it's like this there, but this tree is going to be like that. When it's like that, you can see it. And then when it's upside down, it'll be upside down. All right, so that's where that goes. And then we got to put one of these pegs in here to lock it in place. And we'll do that. Wait. This goes in the wrong. What did I do wrong? Ah, this was supposed to go here. I put this in the wrong spot. I did the wrong thing. That goes there. Nope. That should be lined up right. So I have done something wrong, and I don't know what. Is this supposed to be here? And then this is supposed to be here. Nope, that's also not lined up right. Okay, so I have definitely goofed it somewhere here. All right, so this goes, we know this is right because this is lined up with that. So we put one through here, and then that's on that side. It goes like that. Okay. And then we put the tree things on there. And then this goes on top of this that we just did there. Okay, I think that was wrong. Again, when I do this other tree the second time, this will all work out better. So we build this whole contraption, and then this goes on top of here. That. Yeah. And then this goes on this side, and it's not lined up right. So what am I doing wrong? That's not lined up right either. Okay, so I'm sorry about this, y'all. I am having a lot of trouble getting these things together in a way that works and makes sense. And I do apologize. But when I do it the second time, this will not be happening because I will have done it right. So we're going to pull back here. We're going to go back this far to this part here, which is, this part is this, the part that sticks out. Yep, that looks right. Goes like that. And then there's a two-prong in that, and that goes there. That's right. Hey, Baldridge is subscribed saying, howdy, Pat, in chat. That's 10 months. Thank you so much, Baldridge. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego Scythe emote in the chat. Thank Baldridge for that. Things are going good. We've run into our first roadblock, which is I'm having issues with trying to figure out this tree build here, because somewhere along the line, this got discombobulated. And okay, so we did that. This looks right. Okay, so this looks right. We put that there. That's right. That's right. Next step is this and this go on top of this piece that we just put there. So we'll do that. Hate to have a discombobulated tree. Right, Baldridge? It's the worst. Okay, so we got this together. That's right. The next segment is this arch piece here, which is 1x2s, and then this, and then the pieces there, and the pieces there, and then the bridge there. Okay, and this goes on top of this. So now that's done. This should theoretically be right. This whole segment should be right. This should go to here. Then we have a Oh, am I missing one of these here? So this goes like this, and then a thing. Then the missing poster. Then, all right, I was building this incorrectly. I missed some pieces here. So that is the reason why this wasn't lining up right, is I did not build this correctly. Now I know the reason why this wasn't lining up is because this was wrong. So now when I put that there, that is still off by 1. But it is closer to being right. But it still does not, when I push this piece through, it should go through to this, and it won't. So it is slightly off by 1, which I wonder, what did I do wrong? Where is that 1 that is off? We're closer to figuring out why this isn't working, because this goes in here, it won't. Oh no, it does go all the way through. Okay, maybe it is just off by 1 and not fully flat. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is supposed to be the same height, but it doesn't look like it is. So I might be off by 1 somewhere, and I don't know why. That's like 2 there. It's actually hard to tell if one of these is a little taller than the other or not. But it might be that one of them is supposed to be a little taller than the other. I can't really tell. All right. Well, this peg went through, so that's good. And then we'll put this top on, and we'll see if it works. Been a minute since I had a chance to swing by. Had the builds been late. Great. This Lego set is over 2,200 pieces, so it has been an ordeal because we did all of this, the house and the upside down version of the house, and so it's been a fucking build and a half. And now we're working on the trees to finish this up, but this has been a long process. But it's been good. We another thing that I worked on not too long ago was the Penelope, which is a massive high grade. Yeah, it's a bit. It is a bit, Baldridge. So I worked on a massive set that I was really happy with. The like that model kit was really awesome. So I've worked on a couple cool big projects this year, which has been great. And now I'm working on this, which has also been great, except I've been running into a little trouble here just trying to line this up, and I actually have no idea if this is going to work right when I do this, because this doesn't look like it's lined up the way it should be, and I'm like, what's going on with this? So we're going to put this together here and see if we can figure out what we did wrong, and hopefully it'll all work out. But yeah, I want my next big build to be the Coliseum. Have you seen the one? I have seen that. That is, I mean, it's the Coliseum, but it's the goddamn Coliseum. That is an undertaking. That is an excellent looking set. But yeah, that's a lot of work. So good luck to you. That is, you end up tackling that. All right, so we'll put this together. This thing goes on. This is going to go on top of here when it's done, but we're not ready for that yet. This is this piece is going to go here, or you can't see it. It's going to go and connect the two. This is where the trees connect. So we do want to make sure that this is level and right. So I do think I'm going to have to take this apart and off stream before Thursday and figure out what the fuck I did wrong. Because if it's not level, then it's not going to balance right and connect. So I am a little worried about that. But yeah, this is where like the bottom tree and the top tree are going to meet. So we do want to get that together properly. Daunting. Yeah, that definitely seems daunting. So good luck to you. And in fact, I think we will pause this here because I don't want to build this with it not being level, and I think it needs to be level. So I am gonna we will continue this part of the build, the connector piece that's going to slide on here, because I feel like this should be level, and these two parts aren't, and I feel like they need to be. So I'm going to basically deconstruct all of this down to like the base and rebuild, because either I'm missing a piece on this side or I have too many pieces on the other side. But this shouldn't be like this. I feel like this needs to be level if I'm going to be putting a big connector piece on it. So I think I messed up. Is it supposed to balance on the upside down trees? Yes, Lord Crashington. The idea is that this base and the other base are strong enough for us to just take this and slide it right here, and then it will just live. And then you can also flip it over and do it the other way, and it'll work just as well. And have this be the top and the other tree go there. So yeah, like it's shown in the photo, this is supposed to be strong enough to hold it up. So I don't want to build it and have it be. It's totally wild, Lord Crashington. This is completely lovingly bonkers. Is that wrong? Is that what it is? If that's all it is that's wrong, then that would be fantastic. That's what it is. I have a piece on top of this piece that shouldn't be there. So we're okay. I put this in the wrong spot. That's why I need to get another one. Now we are even. So when I take this and when it's done, it will slide on here, and that'll lock in place. Oh boy, I'm so glad that's the thing that I wasn't doing right. It's so good to know that's the thing I wasn't doing correctly. Holy shit. Okay. So we are going to end the stream here. We're going to raid, so don't worry about it. We are going to go give somebody a raid and share some love out there in the community and find somebody to go see what they're doing so we can share some love with them. And I'll be back on Wednesday. Wednesday is my next stream. I'm going to be playing Jackbox with you, the audience, so come back for that. And we'll be hanging out and playing Jackbox games. We're going to start with the 7, which is the most recent. There's a new one coming this fall. But then we will also be checking out probably some other ones, maybe. I don't know. But at least we're going to play Quiplash 3 because that's the newest version of Quiplash. So we want to play that. But we are going to go give a raid to somebody in the community. Have a wonderful night. Yeah, I'm glad you were able to hear. And thank you again for those gifted subs. Thank you everybody who has gifted subs this month and renew their own subs and just been here and hanging out. Let's see, who are we gonna go hang out with? Look, I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy Jeremy, aka Ray FK. We're not gonna raid Jeremy because he's playing Dota 2, and no thanks. I love you, Jordan. I said Jeremy and I meant Jordan. I feel very bad about that. I said Jeremy. His name is Jordan. We're not going to raid Jordan. We're not going to raid Jeremy either. I don't know who Jeremy is, but we're not going to raid him. But we are going to go raid Mary Kish because we have not hung out with Mary Kish on a stream in a while. And Mary is playing Portal, and that just sounds fucking fun. We haven't hung out with Kish in a bit, so we're going to go give Mary a raid. And thanks for being here. Feel free to come along on that. I can't believe I said that. Yes, Mary rules, and remember, folks, unless Mary asks for help, we are not the kind of people that just give, like, you should do this, or I remember this puzzle. We're not that kind of people. But if Mary's like, hey, I'm stuck, then we can offer suggestions. But let's be cool with Mary as we go hang out with her. And why don't you all fucking be cool and have a great rest of your night. And I'll see you in the next Build with Baer. Bye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.